Well, hello, everybody. How are you doing? It's Friday evening. We made it. It may be, I guess, Saturday morning for some, but for me, it's a Friday night. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Hello, Albs. How are you? Day and nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, and good morning to you, my dear. Hello there, Queen. How are you, Mr. Level? Nice to see you. Good to see you, Salami. Nice to see everyone. So today, I did join in over on Queen's stream earlier. I had some time and I popped over there, and that was fun. And so I'm just kind of continuing on. Hey, Steamship, how are you, love? Um, Thought it'd be fun to go back in time, so to speak, and check out one of the many appearances that we've had from Mr. Mufareh and see what kind of wisdom he dropped at that time. And then think about where we are now. Hello, Monhun, my sweet. How are you, darling? Because, it's so funny how these founders are bringing up OnPassive. And the only thing I can say is like, what OnPassive? I mean, there's not even a website for people to find information. If they do go to the website, they're being redirected to log into the OES, and they can't do that. So it's like, where does it exist? Only in the founders' minds? Are they just like reminiscing that it's actually there? You're laughing at the thumbnail. I'm glad you find it humorous. I'm so very glad. Um, because really it's like it's not there. You all you can find out about it is like what you know us haters have said, and then all the other channels who have, I guess, streamed some. And I know that there are some channels that have, shall we say, reorganized. Yeah, that's what we'll say. Reorganized their offerings. So it's not obvious to some that they've been a part of this for, years. And that's also something really, really weird is that, I'm sorry, just now I lost my train of thought, is that these founders who are still believing in this, why? Why? What's happening? Who's giving them information that something is actually happening? And I guess they think it's going to rise from the ashes, even though whatever happens, it's not going to be OnPassive 2.0 because it's not going to be called OnPassive. It's going to be on Fusion with a T at the end of it. Isn't that cute? And Ash is so original coming up with on Fusion. You think of GDI Fusion and all of his other silly little names and everything. Thank you so much for the pink hands waving. I love those. Rajesh, I may have not said your name correctly, but thank you so much for joining. I hope you're having a very good day. And I find all of it just so humorous. It's like you're literally believing in something that once was, but it never really was because it was always kind of wobbly, shall we say. And yet it's still the thing that's going to save humanity. I'm not exactly sure how less than stellar video servicing platform type thing that doesn't work well is going to save humanity. Not really sure how OMail or OTrim or any of that stuff would save humanity. Now, Ash did talk about, printing homes, and that hasn't happened. Talked about cleaning up all the water around the world. No, that hasn't happened. I mean, there's just so many things that were mentioned and never happened. So I'm just a little confused. So right now, what we're going to do is, like I said, go back in time. And this, I am speeding it up because it's over 2 hours, and I don't know if we can, listen to him when it's at normal speed. So I sped him up to like 2.5. Um, wow. The Venn diagram of founders who still believe in Ash and Santa shows a 98.9% overlap. That's what it seems like. I mean, honestly, because it's just like, how are you convincing yourselves of this? Especially when, things are coming out and, with me breaking this, on fusion, then Gersh putting out something about it being on fusion with a T. Does anybody go, huh? Wow. Sounds like, yeah, it's going to be something else. Again, it's not going to be 2.0 in all 1,500 countries around the world. Yeah, we got so many countries. You missed the eye roll because I know you can't see me right now. I do have Chalupa is laying on top of the fluffy blanket. And I think Little Miss, she rolled herself up in the fluffy blanket. And I'm putting my feet, my little toesies, under the blanket. So we're all under the blanket here. So let me go ahead and bring that up for you guys. Okay. And we're going to play the very famous game of Can You Hear It? Which I'm thinking you can, since, it's been working like this. But again, I just want to make sure. I'm also streaming this on Facebook, my page on Facebook. So, if somebody's, going around Facebook, they may just happen to stumble across this too. So let me go ahead and stop it. Exactly right. He certainly will. But, Chalupa's really kind of like chill right now. And because he has his very cool little doggy sweater on that has skulls on it that I think just looks adorable on him. And so I think what he has done is just gone into his own little doggy world. Hello, and thank you so much for the pink hands waving, Mr. Singh. First name Bant. I'm not sure if that is pronounced correctly or not, but thank you so much for joining. And Monhan says, maybe Ash can appear this week to announce the company because he's busy organizing all the Bless trucks to help out with the California wildfires. Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe he's bringing water to all the California wildfires, because, being the philanthropist that he is and everything, I'm sure he's organizing something, right? Saving humanity and uplifting humanity and all of that. Because that's what they keep on saying is that that's what I was saying or trying to say earlier about it's the only hope for humanity. And if this is the only hope for humanity, we are doomed, my friends. We are utterly doomed. Okay. So let me start this and let me know in chat if you can hear it. Oh, it would help if I clicked on the right thing.
Should be better like that, right? All right, I think we are live and recording. Can you believe that?
Okay, so Ash said a little bit, and Chris is going to drive his bus there to convert the evil liberals to Christianity as he wears his Oh Bless Angel halo. Wow. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Spread the word of Oh Bless. Because I'm sure Oh Bless is, oh, wait, Oh Bless doesn't exist. Otherwise, they definitely be doing something to raise funds, right? You can hear it. Thank you, Beth. Thank you so much. All right, so let's listen to Mr. Mufareh. And for context, at this point in time, there were about 125,000 founders. And Mr. Lovell says, it's hard flying stuff over to Cali. The OnPassive trucks will be stuck at the airport with no aid and supplies, and Ash will still say, we will help, Cali. Well, I guess maybe they need to get some trucks over there, snappy. Hello there, Angel. No, you have not, my love. I mean, I barely even played anything. I just did a sound check to see if people could hear Mr. Mufareh, and they could. So we're good to go.
My name is Ash Mufareh. I'm going to talk to you about an experience I've had in my life. That took about 2 decades And that experience is finding the ideal business. Often we spend so much time on things are lost. When you lose your keys or you lose your pen or something, you waste a lot of time looking for something. And often we are looking for something that we don't know what we're looking for. I know I'm missing something. I know I want something, but I'm not sure what it is. I see that in the business, and this is what's happening. I have seen people come to the network marketing, to the digital world, and they're looking for an opportunity. What struck me that I don't think most of them know what they're looking for. So I like the concept of working from home. I'm intrigued by the wealth or financial freedom aspect. That is promising, or freedom, having my own business, or a supplement income. I love that. So I go online. Hello, Google. Tell me what's going on. So I type in work from home, work online, make money online. Pops gurus or people who are packaging things to sell you their knowledge or their products. You get hooked. Oh, what a wonderful website or a great speaker. That's how we get involved. Now, you pay money. In some cases, you lose money, or most cases. And then there is a sense of commitment. You start feeling that I have invested money and time, even if you spend 5 days and $5 US. You start feeling I already invested. I have a commitment here. I better make it up. So similar to the addiction, whether it's a drug or smoke or say with me, alcohol. Okay, it's a bad thing. Most people, believe it or not, they get addicted to hopping from one business to another, thinking that the next one is going to make up the previous one, 2 or 20. How?
It's really interesting. He talks about people getting addicted to, the idea of an online business, because isn't that what's happened here with OnPassive, of people getting addicted to going to these webinars 24/7, 365? I'm kind of thinking so. It was edited in, Angel, edited in. And Monhun says, Ash has spent 25 years in the delivery room trying to birth a baby business, even though the nurses and doctors kept telling him he's not even pregnant with an idea.
Addiction is going to only take from you more energy, resources, and money, time, all of that. So let's say alcohol. Okay, you pour into a pot or anything, or body. The more you take or intake, you're going to have more room. It's never satisfactory. It's never satisfying. You're going to have to keep on adding until you vomit. Okay, so that's the reality. Just what a horrible analogy to begin with. So we are looking for lost things or something that we want, but we have no clue what it is. I was aware of this almost 2 decades ago. I said, what am I going to look for? I better be educated. So because I come from, academic background, so I do everything by the book. That's back in the days. I became disruptive, so that has changed. So I have to study, I have to read, I have to acquire a degree or something on the topic to be more effective. Okay, so the need for me, the required knowledge was, I need to know how to look for a good business. And looked around, it wasn't even available. There was not a university that would give you network marketing or digital marketing, or you get a degree, not even an associate degree, not even 2 years, almost 2.
Maybe there's a reason why you would not get a degree in multi-level marketing, network marketing. Maybe there's a very good reason why that's not offered. Now, granted, there are some professors out there that are pro MLM, pro network marketing, that are basically being paid off by the DSA because they get grants from them to do research that then supports the entire concept. And so, they make it look as if it's viable. But these people are smart. They know it's not. But they're, getting the funds to show that it is. So they're going to make their studies come out to match that. So they keep on getting the funds. Then they go give lectures. And it's all just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. Oh, they are not addicted to your business, Ash. Lol. Only a few minutes in, and this seems to be shaping up into one of his manic episodes. It sure does. Ash is always so high on himself. Yeah, I mean, he really does seem to think he's the smartest person in the room. Smartest man in the room. But the thing is, there's actually people smarter. But he doesn't realize that. And it really seems like Marty and Chris have begun to think that they're the smartest guys in the room, too. And you know what happens when you think you're the smartest guy in the room? Eventually, you trip up. You make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, it shows your true colors. And with, OnPassive already being investigated, I think one of the things that Marty and Chris forget about is that people who are on the periphery and showing it, they get pulled into different suits as well. They get called on the carpet. I mean, just look at OneCoin. That's always like my go-to because of all the people that have been pulled into it. It's not just Ruja and her brother. I mean, Ruja, they're still looking for her. She's on the top 10 most wanted on the FBI list. And, Sebastian sitting in jail. Kari Walrus, he's no longer with us. Neither is Yuha. But I mean, there are people who are involved, because I keep on seeing it pop up, that will be sentenced or be the attorney, he was sentenced. I mean, there's so many people that were involved in that get pulled in, and they have to pay the piper. So Marty and Chris, that just may be you as well. Just maybe you. And there may be others. Don't know. Huh.
So it was just an evolving concept, though in real life it does exist, but it was not to the point where you can get a degree, say, internet marketing. Fortunately, I found some executive classes with Harvard University, where Susie McRae is in Massachusetts. I have, of course, from distance, and some, I've been on campus as well, Cambridge. And it took about a year and a half learning on the concept, but a lot of theory. But it equipped me, at least, eventually I became at least more confident that I think I know what to look for. So I took the recipe. Now, if I tell you what I've learned, you're going to walk away more messed up, more lost, and more confused, and you're going to hate the industry. So we're going to ditch that. I'm going to give you real life things that I've learned at my expense. So what I did is I paid for the education, formal education in a way, and I applied the logic of it. At least it gave me the access, the keys, but it didn't give me the proper practical knowledge. So I was able to be braver, to understand what to look for. So, and I'm going to give you, and since then you're talking about close to 2 decades, okay? I'm going to give you all the lessons that I've learned, okay, and I kind of simplified it. The genius is to take something too complicated, so complicated, turn it into simple. That's what we're gonna do today. I'm not genius, but Peter is one, because he has his photo on the wall, and but that's before he got a haircut, right? With the long hair. Okay, so when I start to venture, okay, now I'm gonna look for the ideal business. I'm not gonna join just because I need to join. I'm gonna look for the ideal business that meets my standards. So I'm taught what are the good standards, but yet I have my personality. And so every one of us has a unique character or passion, needs, why, background, and all of that. So to be respectful to your intelligence, there's no such a one size fits all, okay? It's what you're looking for, what's your personal needs are. But I'm gonna give you the basic foundation. There are probably, I have no idea how many million ways you can make pizza with, okay? But I think we can all agree we need flour, we need dough, we need, right, the basic ingredients. No matter how you do it, which style or which, shape or form, okay, eventually we want to boil it down to the necessities or to the essentials, all right? So So I am not going to charge you for my education, okay? And I am going to be the bridge to simplify something complicated to real life story that I lived, to something that do not join a business ever, ever, if it doesn't have the following recipe or ingredients. I'm going to give you about a dozen of them.
Oh, so we're going to get the recipe for what not to join. Like if it has these ingredients, you don't want it. We're about to get schooled by Mr. Mufareh. And and he sounds so manic with him sped up, because you guys know how slow this man talks. So I kind of enjoy the fact that he's all sped up, because again, I mean, do we really want to hear him at just regular speed? That just is so torturous. I don't think we really do. I mean, I can play him at that if you guys want to hear it for a minute. But I mean, do you want to torture yourselves in that way? Because I don't. And yeah, Angel, I mean, those pictures of him with MIT, and then with him putting MIT after his name, making people think he attended MIT when he didn't, and people have said he did. It's like, no, that's Masters in Information Technology from a shady little school that he went to online. That's like a diploma mill. Woo, big deal, big man. Or when he's wearing like the Harvard sweatshirt and like on campus there, it's like, okay, yeah, that's like, we believe you. And the sad thing is I bet some founders did. They fell for it and thought, wow, look, that's a smart dude. But I mean, when you listen to him, especially if you're educated, if you listen to him, you're going, oh, what the hell do you mean, sir? And I kind of wonder if some of the founders who have not been educated, and not saying education is absolutely everything. Hello, Sanatan. I'm not sure if I said it correctly, but good morning to you. I hope you're doing very well. They may not recognize some of the things that people who are educated do recognize, where we see these missteps of his. Modhun says, good thing Ash never visited the White House, or he would claim he was just for a moment. Right? The President of the United States. He could have gotten a fake degree. He went to a dollar store or MIT instead. At least try to look credible. Lol. Yeah, I mean, it's just really kind of sad. Okay, let's. That's a great screenshot right there too. I just looked at it because he looks kind of like his lips are sealed, but they're actually not. Thank you, American Intercontinental University. I never can remember it because it's one of those things I've chosen just to I just don't care to remember because it's just so sad. Thank you, Beth.
Simplified it. I'm not going to tell you 25. I'm not going to tell you 100. 12. Just the main 12. And we're going to apply it how I lived it. So that's how I became very bold and clear, crystal clear, what I'm looking for. So what I want you to walk away, this is the knowledge or the outcome after I got my knowledge, or in the formal education, on the classes and all of that, the executive education, and in real life. I became equipped that if you give me an offer, likely online, it's a website or something, give me 90 minutes. I come back to you and tell you, Mike, whether this is worth your time, you should look into it more and pursue the offer, or trash it instantly. Don't even waste a dime or a minute. So if you walk away with that knowledge, you're going to be more clear on what to look for. So here is the beautiful thing. So I had to read a lot of books in the past, and not only speed reading classes, if you've heard of photo reading, okay? So sometimes I had to have a thick book in programming or technology, or I don't know, 400 or 500 pages, and I have to discuss it tomorrow with a team or apply it, or so. Technically, I have a day, so there's no way I can read every word on it. So I need to skim and kind of scan it in my brain. Similarly, I want you to have that clear image in your mind, what a good business should look like, what a an ideal business, digital business or online business for that matter, internet business, okay, what does it look like? And when it passes by, that brain is going to catch that scan. And it was, boom, we got a winner. But if they are just, moving, it doesn't scan. Think of the airports, TSA scanner, okay? So if you got nothing is picking up, okay, you're going to keep scanning, all right? Or the cashier register at the supermarket, scan, unless like, okay, something beeps, all right, you stop. Well, your brain has to have that clear image. Are you with me so far? Does this sound like exciting knowledge to you? Okay.
Not really.
So that is very simple. We're going to begin. Number one, if you're writing down, I hope you can write this down. And always, the first thing when you review an offer.
And I find this comical, and I've probably told you guys this before. When I was pursuing my master's in anthropology, I had 2 courses that were the cultural anthropology. And I would be given an ethnography, which is like an anthropologist goes and studies something and then writes up what they studied. That's about as simple as I can put it. And it could be like another culture that they studied and they write up about it. And they would be very, very long and arduous, especially the early ones, like written by like Bronskov Malinowski, who wrote his on the Kula ring. And I would have to read that, and it would be 700-800 pages. And I would have to figure out, like, okay, what is the actual key thing that happened here? But in addition to that, I'd have several articles that I'd have to then summarize as well. And I'd have a couple of days in which to do that. And I did have to, and I had to write papers on it, and not just discuss it. I had to write papers on it. And so I find it comical, like he's like saying, like, this is such a big deal. Like he has one that he has to then discuss the next day. And I'm like, big woo. I had a lot more to do than that, sir. So basically I'm saying I'm not impressed. Not that I want you guys to be like impressed by me, because we're like, but it's just kind of like apples to oranges in terms of what he's saying, but he's trying to impress people by like, he's so brilliant that he did this. And it's like, it's not that impressive.
It's not like who is giving you the offer, or just because Paul is a great speaker, I'm going to buy into it, or because Arthur Gully is handsome, I'm just going to, no. You're going to look at a business as a standalone, okay, with no feelings or emotions. You're going to review it from a logical, practical, business, scientific view, all right? So you look at it, number one, what do you look at? If I view an offer, number one, you're going to look for the product. What product does this have to offer or serve?
What product does OnPassive have to offer? Because, people are still believing in it. What product does it have? Can anybody name one? Oh my gosh. OP Dictionary entry for anthropology, the practice of mapping the surface of the hands. That's a good one. Thank you, Monhun. I needed that. Oh my gosh. This is always so painful. The way he makes sexualized remarks on different people and OnPassive, it completely is. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Queen says, I used to see 6 clients in a day when I worked in social services. That's 6 meetings per day, 5 days per week, then write client notes, etc. in between. Yeah. It's always so funny to me that he tries to make himself seem so extra impressive. And it's like, to the rest of us, we're like, and we're waiting. It just doesn't stick.
Service. If it's a real business, if it's an honest business, it should have a product or a service to
a product or service
consumers and customers. Now, if immediately you question or you look for a product and you find something such as, I did that before because my friend Trish or Marcus or somebody was doing a good business that is way overpriced, I just followed them and I just didn't put a lot of attention on the product. I'm going to give you an example, okay? And I will burn a lot of bridges today. I'm going to probably put some people in trouble, but I'm going to hold my tongue not to say names, okay? But I have no secrets. If you have a secret, it's something that is troublesome or, troubling. Why? There's no secret, okay? And I'm telling.
Well, sir, if there's no secret, how come you keep everything to yourself and you just talk in riddles and you're never forthcoming? And yet you claim to be transparent, which clearly you're not. I'm kind of confused on this. But, go off.
Telling you, I have joined businesses that cost me close to $10,000 without paying much attention to the product. To soon realize after you pay and you cannot get the money back, to realize it's a bunch of, let's stay clear here and clean, garbage, okay? That's the nicest word I can come up with.
Wow. So the product or services were a bunch of garbage. That kind of sounds like what the OnPassive products were when you could actually get to the quote free and the one paid offering, because there were just always issues with everything. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's telling me don't join OnPassive, and don't join anything that this man offers.
And that was hard. So the truth is, you get a bunch of videos about, if time will allow, one day I'll give you, I have access to those, okay? I'll go to the back office and I show you what the product for a package is, $7,500 US, $3,000 and things like that. And what you will find is a series of yoga or fitness classes that I can find on YouTube. Bunch of coupons that you can find on any website. You look for coupons to get your, batteries, for, I don't know, like 20 cents cheaper. And lots of talk that is not proprietary and not actual value to me, that is just a pile of, we have a product. A made-up product is not a genuine actual product that I can benefit from. So when I did that, I immediately realized this can be, number one, unethical, overpriced, and I wouldn't have any interest or desire to invite or to share this because it doesn't have a product. People are going to feel the same way I felt. As soon as you pay and you have access to the life-changing information, you find it's a bunch of garbage and you want your money back, but it's too late.
So what happened when people found out that OnPassive didn't even have a product? Because therefore, I mean, until September 1st of 2023, there was nothing, sir. And you're perfectly fine with giving people nothing, except for your presence for hours on end.
So I'm not going to do that, so I quit, but it cost me money. So I'm going to save you that money. Do not join anything unless you have a crystal clear knowledge and information about what the product is and you believe it's a real product. The observation here, we have to look at a proprietary product. If you want a good business, we're not looking for an average, mediocre business. We're looking for an ideal, perfect business. Proprietary product. Give me real value. It's consumable, whether I am having commissions from the company or not. I still will use and need that product. The demographic for that product, the market cap for that product, you're going to look at those things. All those are going to, the better the answer is, the better your choice will be, all right? So if it has a narrow niche, I'm going to talk to you now, okay? I have also joined products that they sell CBD and cannabis and hemp, all of that. I have no idea how it became so legal and obvious to talk about selling weed. I'm not going to turn into that no matter how you do it. I'm not selling weed. Okay, now you twist it and make it complicated. I don't get it, okay? I don't get it. It's weed, made of weed. I'm not going to do that, okay? And other products I have purchased that are for, you have to think when viewing the product, can I sell it? Can I share it? Would it be acceptable, okay? I have shared products about cosmetic and anti-aging. You probably did. Come on, talk to me, okay? And weight loss. I couldn't get one person to do those because my intro, if I'm going to talk to, let's not call any one of you here, if I'm going to go and talk to if I'm going to sell my wife, I'm practically telling her, if I'm going to buy, like, sell her into the company or the business, I'm going to tell her, you're ugly, you're old, and you're fat. You need my products. I have no desire to do that unless you want me dead, okay? I don't want to be dead for just inviting one person. So it is so dangerous to do that kind of business because you're going to lose a lot of friends. You're going to chase them, tell them this is going to give you like anti-age. Am I old? Like, what's your problem? Well, this will help you lose. I'm happy. I like to have some cushion. I don't want to lose weight. Who told you I have that problem? Okay, I love to eat. What's your problem with that? So I don't want to get animated here, but you get the point. You need to have a sellable, friendly, user-friendly product that you have a desire to share it. My ideal product is digital product that can go viral and instant. Let's talk about real life examples. So those are unknown companies. We cannot recognize their names. They don't make it to the history, the books of history, obviously, right? But I think I know, we can all know Microsoft, Google, Facebook, right? Those are what? Or Zoom, digital products. So this is the most critical foundation of any business. So you have to spend enough time on knowing the product. If you do not get good, clear understanding, and if you get somebody who tell you like, don't worry about the product, it's okay, you're gonna get paid, or it's a crowdfunding, or that's called a money game.
If memory serves, weren't founders basically told not to worry about it and don't worry about what the product is? Hey, Joe, how are you, my love?
Not do that. Do not allow. It's illegal, it's unethical, and it's not sustainable. Look for real product. I can go much longer, but I want to balance because we have a few other areas that we want to cover. One thing I'm very passionate about when I review a business, I mean, immediately after I look at the product, immediately, I'm almost like looking at two things at the same time, but it doesn't matter, number 2 and 3. You could arrange them however you like, but I quickly look at the leadership of that business. Now, if you off it, and I don't mean leadership like CEO, owner, co-founder, all of that, human resources, is it run by real people? Or just an anonymous username or a ticket that you could create online? You have no idea what their name is, where they are, you know, this planet, or how many, what their talent, what their background. Do they have any ethical background? Do they have a record or track record? Do they have a reputation? What's their reputation like? If you do not know the people behind the business that you're looking into, or it is like a kind of a weak covered area, which is, okay, there's one guy, you know, nice looking guy on their own from their bedroom, or what do you call that? Attic, I don't know. They're like somewhere. So they are like one person. Or
like from a rented office space, you know, or in their home with faces behind them and chess pieces and stuff like that. Is that what you're referring to, Ash?
Or one-man show, and you're expecting to endorse that business and have success with it. So you want to look for.
And has this not basically been a one-man show? I mean, every now and then he paraded somebody out for a bit, but for the most part, hasn't it always been the Ash Mufareh show? And was he forthcoming about his past with Ash Max, with GDI Fusion, iPro Fusion, a host of other things? I think not. One Hun says, this is rich coming from the man who never explained the real people running the company founders thought they were involved in, right? Exactly. It never explained much of anything. Just a lot of words, a lot of words.
Or leadership quality, does it have real people that can actually build and provide good product? All right. So this is critical. What do you look for when you look for leadership? Authenticity, transparency. Of course, you want people who have experience, track record. Have they done it before? Are they able? Do they have the ability to lead you to the, you know, promised land? If the blind cannot lead the blind, if you're not comfortable with their character, character matters as well. If they're not polite, if they're not kind, they have to be caring. Do they have the quality of serving? Do they have passion to serve others at their cost? Are they reliable? Are they trustworthy? Can you locate them anywhere on planet Earth? You know where they are. Or do they have abbreviation to their name? Whatever, okay. Or do they have actual names and they're proud of what they're doing? What do you look into when you look for qualities? I have some notes here. Do they really care? I often see people like on the first interaction with them, business owners, they cuss, they talk about people as enemies. What makes you think they're not going to talk about you the same way, or they don't think of you the same way? If you don't have compassion to the little guy, big guy, that sense of honesty and integrity. I look for leadership because in my life, I know one thing about business. Your business will only grow to the capacity of the
Good
leadership.
morning.
The law of the lid, L-I-D, the cap, the top of this bottle. I'm going to give you this. This is the bottle. I don't know if it's showing good. This is the cap, lid, L-I-D, okay? And John C. Maxwell, Dr. John Maxwell, who teaches leadership, he is a leadership expert. He says your business, or the lid is the analogy, or that represents your leadership level. Your business will never grow above the cap, the lid. Your business will only be anywhere below this cap. So let's talk about numbers. They always clarify things. This is your leadership level. On a scale 1 to 10, your leadership level is 5 out of 10. You're a good leader, average leader, okay? Your business can never be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, never. It will be only 1, 2, 3, 4, but it will stop at 5. If you want to take this business here to 6, you have to lift up your leadership level. You got to be 6, all right? Two things often happen, and I've seen them in many businesses. A business takes off like a rocket, but it's led by LED, led by a weak leader or leadership. So it explodes above the lid. What happens is there have to be one of the two things happen. The business would have to crash beneath the lid. It cannot be above. Or the lid has to be lifted. That leadership has to be willing to learn and grow and be dynamic and make changes and make good decisions and grow. And it takes time to be a good leader. Leaders are not born, they're made. It takes time, experience. So if you look at the business view and you see it like, whoa, this is great, but look at the leadership or the human resources. Are they capable? There is another principle I would invite you to.
Well, gee, I mean, we never saw any human resources with OnPassive. And if you think of the leadership, that makes me think of like the leadership council and just how trustworthy are they? How really trustworthy is Mr. DeGarmo and Mr. Johnson, who are out there front and center right now? You know, the paid mouthpieces. How trustworthy have they been this entire time? How trustworthy have they all been? Have they all just taken marching orders from this cat right here? So is he actually a trustworthy person? Or were you just convinced that he was? Because he was like, I'm your friend. Even though this is not the way friends behave. Monhan says, your business will only grow to the capacity of leadership, something that's actually true. And he's proven his point time and again, right? Right? He most certainly has.
To look up on Google, Peter principle. Somebody named Peter found that principle. It's about competence and incompetence. Often people take a good position, but they're incapable, unable, and unfit to deliver that promise and that dream. And lastly, we're going to talk about the bigger the.
Gee, could this man have been unfit to deliver what he said he was going to? Just wondering, because it seems like he did not deliver, even though he has claimed to always over-deliver. And what he's delivered right now is nothing.
dream, the bigger the team. So if you have a Mount Everest dream so huge, and you have an anthill quality of leadership and human resources behind the project or the business, it's not going to work. It takes leadership to take it to the top. The bigger the dream, the bigger the team, and the bigger the team, the bigger the dream. Your dream is only determined by the quality of the team. The team, basically the people who run the company. All the humans that are around the business. Are you with me so far? All right, make some noise.
You're doing good, Ash. Keep it going.
So 2 things we have learned so far. We're gonna have to accelerate because sometimes I'm gonna have to like do formal education. You're gonna act like you understand what I'm saying, okay? But you apply it later, you'll get it, okay? So make me feel good and tell me I get it, okay? Now I'm teaching you how to lie. That's not the 3rd quality of a business. Don't lie, all right? Tell me the truth. If you get it, we move on.
I've read the same books you have, Ash. I get it.
I
Beautiful.
get it.
All right, okay.
I get it.
I get it.
That's what I'm talking about. I wanna hear you, okay?
I've experienced
I
it.
definitely get it.
Okay. And I
I've
can
written it
tell,
down.
I get it, or I get it. Okay, I got it, okay. So I believe you. We're gonna talk about almost, I mean, sometimes you can make it the 3rd quality, okay? So we talked about product, we talked about leadership. But sometimes, before I look into the leadership, I run to the math. The pay structure is a key element, is a vital ingredient in any business that you look.
Wow. And all this time, you've never really divulged the pay structure. It's really curious listening to all of this because it's like everything he's saying, he's done the polar opposite. Are you guys noticing that? Really bizarre.
Look at most people, most audience or followers, they're not good in math. It sounds good. They look at that final digit and it sounds good. Okay, I'll eat, I'll bite. That's not the case. You have to run the math as I'm gonna do this for life. Is it rewarding enough? Is it fair? So what do you look for when you look for a pay plan? I immediately look at one thing, I look for what? Residual income. In other words, if I have to work every time I need to get paid, and if I don't work or my performance fluctuates and my income is gonna follow that, I immediately walk away. So question number 1, quickly, is it residual income? If the answer is yes, we can talk. Residual income is that type of reoccurring income for one work or sale or membership or something that you do once, but it happens long term. Over and over and over and over. Most cases monthly. So if you're telling me like you have to do a binary, you're gonna have to flush or you have, okay, so number 1, gotta be residual income. If it's not, the conversation is over. Over, immediately. You have to look at something that is unlimited. Unlimited. So if you tell me, okay, this, you can make up to so and so per month or per week. Not gonna do it. Very simple. When I do something, I do it all the way. I go all in. I'm not gonna have limited energy. I'm not gonna work a little bit and stop. So if my production is unlimited, why would the pay be limited? It's not gonna be limited. If it's limited, quit right away. If it has a figure, that's how much, or it tells you up to, like, no, walk away. I'll give you a real life example. About 4 years ago, great, successful businessman from Europe. We had a retreat in a nice warm place, 40 people picked from different countries. I was one of them. And we were discussing the next big thing. We're gonna do it, we're gonna have a marketing strategy. We're forming a new business. It's digital, it's rather global. I was excited. Everything sounds exactly what I like. It's about technology, it's all good. On the final portion of the meeting that took a few days and sessions, on the final discussion, we were talking about it's a binary. So they were talking about 125,000 cap, euros, by the way, per week. That is your cap, which is astronomical. That you're talking about 500, 500,000 rupees, okay? You can have that per account, okay? Per account, per week. You can have unlimited accounts. And speaking of trust to the leadership, I have paid, it's a binary, so whatever number makes it up to 31 or 32. So it's 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, If you do the math, what was, I think it's 31. Okay. So I paid packages roughly 3,500 US dollars. It was like, I think 3,000 euros. I paid for those 31 accounts. I have no access to one account today. Speaking of integrity. Okay. So you do the math, 31, 3,500. I paid a big budget. I want to, you know, fill 31 positions like a tree. I'm going to obviously build two, the bottom two, and, or the top one, however you play it. Okay. And here's what happened. Real life story. I cannot make this up. So we were sitting down. I said, when is your plan? Because I was told from a friend who's a marketer. They're in OnPassive now. And they told me that, oh, yeah, it would be changed. That's just the beginning. Okay, the cap. I said, I don't do cap. Okay. And they were saying, oh, that would change. And I just brought it up. I said, when? So I didn't say, are you going to increase or are you going to lift the cap? So here's the answer from that gentleman, good, handsome, tall, good looking European millionaire. And the answer was, yeah, when you reach that, we'll come to our location, okay? And we'll discuss, we'll see what you can do for you, what we can do for you. It's like wink, wink, and no. It has to be disclosed for everybody. I don't do shortcuts or under the table deal. I want to be clear. I want to have the math now. And they didn't give me that, so I kind of pressed them.
Wow, you don't do under the table deals. Huh. Good to know. Good to know. Never done an under the table deal, huh? All right. Sure. Who believes that? Because I don't.
On the spot, he's walking. We're just a couple rows, you know, in a hotel room, and then he said, okay, so I kind of like pressured him, and he lost it a little bit, and he said, well, how much money you want to spend? How many steaks per day can you eat? How many shoes you want to buy? How many cars you want to have? How many? He had it like that. I said, you are not the right person I want to be with. You have no clue. Do you think I need to have $500,000 on myself every month? Okay, you're not the right partner, and I'm going to tell you, I am not doing this business. I would like my money back as soon as you can. I already paid it. Half of it was cash in hand, okay, believe it or not. And I said, before you leave back to your country, I would like this money back. I'm no longer endorsing this. I don't believe in it because you have the absolute bad mentality, wrong mentality for leadership. You have no compassion. You think I'm joining just for me? Is what I can do for it. The question is, how many shoes can I buy? A pair of shoes for children in Africa, okay? I mean, Georgie can tell you, okay, or not far from you, not now in Portland, you're good, but in back home, have you seen barefooted children, barefoot, with no shoes? Not for fun, it's not a style, they have no shoes. So statistically, 300 million child in Africa alone, they have no shoes, period. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So can I buy 300 million shoes with that money? Yeah, there's no money enough to buy that and you know, give them another one in 5-6 months, right? So that was an idiotic, disappointing answer. How many people can I feed with that money? It's not how much can I eat? Yeah, I agree with you, but you definitely have the wrong mentality. So what happened is I walked away, and believe it or not, that business, all the leaders just took the same. It just like I put him on the spot. It was ugly. So they walked away from all the places and all of that. Okay, and I kind of crashed it. So. But you have to have a scalable, unlimited pay structure. Do not tell me, you know, you're gonna have this much a month. Okay, it has to be.
So then the pay structure needs to be disclosed, and not a mystery, and not like, well, it could change. Oh, we're hiring a bazillion different mathematicians who are going to figure it out. And then you still don't have one. Goodness. Angel says, there is no way Ash has done anything because he wants to put shoes on children that don't have them. Wayne says, he hasn't taken a breath once. Well, I mean, I do have him sped up. So, I mean, it seems like he hasn't taken a breath. So if I slowed him down, I'm sure there are some very pregnant pauses in there. Monhan says, 300 million shoes for 300 million kids. Giving half a pair of shoes to children seems like a cruel joke. Good one, Monhan. Hey, Salami says, which lucky founder got to transcribe this drivel? Oh my gosh. I don't know if it was.
be fair, it has to be realistic, it has to make sense. It has to be, don't tell me delusional things that
Thank you.
you're going to have to invite the planet population and the animal and the fish and the ocean and all of that to probably make a cycle or get paid like peanuts. It has to be some handsome, pay plan. So look for the residual, look for the unlimited factor, look for something that makes sense, okay? And look for...
And here's the problem also, when there was OConnect, is it truly residual? Because people would either have to pay a monthly fee or a quarterly fee. People would drop out. That's what happens with those things. They would drop out, especially at the price tag that was attached to it. If it was a very reasonable price, and I'll just choose $15, then they may stick around with that subscription. But for what he was charging, nah. Especially when there's better things out there for less.
Something that the price has to be affordable. Okay, so the math is all relevant. Any math you do it has to be relevant. Okay, so and you want something that doesn't get oversaturated over time. So I'm going to need this amount of people or this amount of sales. Does the market cap match the pay structure? In other words, you tell me I will need to max the pay plan, I need 100,000 people, right? But the market cap for the product or for the company, say it's 10,000 people. What chances in the world for me to only have those 10,000 in this company max out the market cap, the consumers of that product, and that is not going to max out. So it doesn't click. The market cap must go, okay, parallel with the demographic and the pay structure, all right? So if you would have to have a large amount of sales or people to recruit in your business or sell to make a decent pay, that is not a good business model. So far we talked about 3 things, and I think we're doing good. I'm gonna push it a little faster now. So we talked about product, leadership, human resources, and we've talked about math, pay structure. So can we talk about the company structure, the corporate structure, okay? And number 1, is it a debt-free company? Does it have a good capital or budget, or are they building the products at my expense, or do they have any product and all that? So you want to look at the corporate structure. Does it have a proper, clear foundation that is with a well-known address? At least mail box, it's okay. But is it, if I want to reach the company, do they have any identity? When you look at a company, go to whois.com, okay, or godaddy.com at the bottom, look for whois, okay? Put the domain name, martydegarmo.com, and if they just bought the domain name yesterday and it expires, in a year, okay, and it's like no security or whatever, look at the domain name package. They're not set for long term. Do they have legal power or representation? Do they have any, are they licensed? Are they in an unknown island, nowhere to be found, or can you really know where they are and on a well-known country that we all can visit one day? So look at the company identity and the structure. That is critical. All right. So look at that. If you can't find it, meaning it's bad, because if it's good, it's going to be right in your face. They're going to tell you, this is our team, this is our location. Okay, this is who we are. You're going to find that right in your face. So one more thing about the company, I look at. Are they financially independent? Are they financially capable? Can they run the money? Can they handle the money? Are they small budget? Are they, peanuts budget? Like, okay, are we talking about, are they going to just get a quick refurbished platform that they just throw us in it that will break up every 5 minutes and say, here, go, live with it, tell the world about this business? I'm not going to tell no one. Do not invite anybody if the company has a small budget and you want to give it your all. You want to really go hard. You want to be in a solid financial foundation, and look for most popular structure. If you look for an independent, okay, or self-funded company, okay, and look for a financially or debt-free company, that they're not borrowing money and or their money, held by a bank or funders, investors, that any time they change the structure and you're off the hook. Don't do that. You want to make sure they're funded generously, whatever it takes. All right? I'm not talking about any business, by the way, so no pressure. I'm using the Monty DeGarmo strategy. No pressure. Take your time. Make your decision. I'm not selling you anything here. And I am just educating you for free. But this powerful knowledge will make you more confident, okay? And it will equip you. You're going to be a good leader. You will be able to differentiate a bogus offer or a worthy offer, okay? After today's session, right now, you're gonna walk away. If it doesn't meet up what I'm telling you right now, you're just gonna walk away. So I'm gonna save you a lot of money, and I'm not charging you for this. So you should be happy for that. Are you happy for what I'm sharing with you so far?
Yes, happy.
Definitely, definitely.
Definitely, yes.
So company. One more thing goes about company and the self-funded. I'm going to give you another ugly lie. So I'm telling you not what went well in my experience, and I'm not telling you something I read it in books. Okay, I'm telling you what I went through. I was in a company around 2010. We're talking about leadership and company. Okay, combine the two. The owner of the company was intimidated when I got to a point where, and the owner is from Alabama, Arthur Gully, but he's not from your family. I know that. Okay.
Thank God for that.
He could have been in prison if it wasn't for my father. It was so ugly. I was getting paid 650 checks, roughly. I'm going to tell you the plan. It was a matrix. It was a 5x5 matrix. So what I did is I bought 5x5, I think 4 levels or something. So combined 4 levels is 650. 5 levels would be 3,905, 5x5. Have you heard that before? Do the math. 525, 125. Okay. And 525. So combine them. That's what I bought. I paid for it. I bought them and refilled those. And I know what I can do. And here's what I did. I gave away those positions to people in my business at my expense. And I start building below them. Now, with that, I still made crazy money, okay? The amount of checks was in the 90s. It was getting close to 100. That made it to me, and they're more than 5 figures, okay? We're talking about 12,000, 14,000, and they were growing every month because I was killing it, okay? What I did is I did a free marketing system, and I gave it away, and I built multiple income streams at my cost, expense, and people were just, having a blast with it. It was affordable, okay? And that crook, one day, couldn't sleep. It bugged him so much that I was making more money than him. And I was getting more popularity, which is never my intention, but I had more respect and more that. So he's a narcissist, he's a crook, he's insecure, okay? And one day, I checked my back office. How come it's less than yesterday? So immediately I start taking screenshots. Something is going on here. Then I just had 2,500 in the last 24 hours, 2,500 new registrations paid. And with that addition is less than yesterday. What is going on here? I smelled it. Okay, so now I start making videos. I contacted the people I contacted. I said, there's a crime happening in my business. And everybody was monitoring that with me. He didn't know that. So I let him do all the way. He was so idiot that he thought I'm not even seeing that. So how come it was drying out, almost like small numbers left? He didn't get a call from me. He got a call from the scary people that were witnessing that with me. It was ugly, and he was shaking, okay? And I called my dad. I said, okay, my dad, I said, listen, this is the situation. This guy's stealing me. Look what I have been doing, and he's a crook, okay? What do I do? And I said, they're advising me, the dogs, okay, or in a good way, that I should sue him, and this is the million amount of dollar I can go after him. He said the motive for him, that my dad has some wisdom. He said the motive that he did this because of his financial insecurity. So he did it to you because you start, becoming more successful than him. So obviously he doesn't have that. So if you go after that, the answer is known. He doesn't have it. So what? A good exit to him? Bankrupt. Okay, bankruptcy. So he told me you can go a year. That's what was the prediction. A year to 3 years. The trial will go. Okay, it can go that long, and at the end he'll just close business and nothing. I walk away. So I wasted 3 years, no money, and he doesn't have to pay anything, and I'm not solving any issue. He told me, or tonight you find a different, better offer that you can trust, but look for the leadership. That was an expensive lesson. I'm telling you, you need to trust the leaders and the company. Another company wasn't financially independent, and I made a mistake with it. And I'm going to have to tell you this, even if it takes longer, but this is some real heavy, costly lessons I'm giving you. Another company, 2012, okay? So those people, okay, one of the key people, okay, was with me and saw my pain exiting from that company. Remember that guy? Okay, the crook? So now the decision, I was in a different business the next day. My dad's advice. So the next 3 years, you don't be no income or out of budget, and then who knows what's going to happen. Or start building that success now, tomorrow, because those people will follow you. They trust you. It was true. There was somebody that took advantage of that. They said, oh yeah, he's horrible. You should have told me. He did the same thing to me. So they played on my weak heart that they went through. Now she was a lady, okay, with a partner. And they said, well, we can do what he's doing. We can even do more. So because, again, it's not a big product. It's some coupons, it's some travel saving, it's some restaurant.com. I'm telling you factual information, okay? So it's nothing, the RX saving, blah, 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 okay. Bogus, nothing proprietary. So it's a bad product. You rush in because you look at the money and it's limited anyway. So what happened is they played at my emotions, okay? And then they said, we can do that, and even better, we're gonna do that. Okay, just give us that. So they know my quality. So now I go and check what they're doing. So they're giving me the stimulus plan. Like, so you don't kind of disappoint your followers by the tens of thousands, okay? We're gonna make up a quick business for you. Better than what was happening now, okay? Just give us quick time. So it was done quickly, grab the quick domain name. I didn't like it, okay. And now I go and say, okay, let me take a tour before I tell anybody. Great. So no, we need to change the math. Okay, we can do that. We need to change the design. We need to add this product. We need to, now they got to a point where we don't have that budget. Let's get going. When we make money, we'll do it.
Okay, when he was talking about 2012, that's when he created Telex Max. So that's when he was associated with Telex Free, which was shut down as being a Ponzi scheme. In 2010, that's when he created Ash Max, and that's when he was associated with GDI and Freeway to Success. So I find that interesting.
I said, no, I will give you the money. I'm not going to invite anybody. I'll give you the money, but this is how you do it, okay? Well, I don't know. I'll give you a programmer. I'll give you a host. I'll give you so I'm giving them the business at my expense, and I'm going to build it. All they have to do, run and hold it. Those two people, we got paid the first time. The first time was great, okay? Not on time, because people were just like, ready, tell us where to go. We believe in you, Ash, okay? If you say go, go. So I almost immediately brought the whole network from the previous business to the new made-up business. I was not logical. I was following. I was under pressure. I needed a rescue. Emotions decided for me. It was not a good product. It was not ready. It was not good technology. They had no budget. So make sure this is a big deal. If the owners of the business are hungry, if they're flashy, if they've never seen money, if they just get a hold of any money, they will disappear with it. They're like so, not trusted in any way. That is that's a killer, okay? You'd never want to do any business with them. What happened is I didn't know that was in the month in the month of February, okay? So the month of, we got paid for February. Now come in, what do you call it? March, okay, we need to get paid. It's one time a month. You get paid at the end of the month. Check by mail. So pay attention to the payment method too. To check by mail, or do you have other better ways? And they didn't pay us for March, and I'm trying to get a hold of them, and it's taking time, and they said, well, we had to pay the taxes. And I had to save my home. I said, are you kidding me? I brought you thousands of people, they're waiting, and now you just solved your own issue. You don't have money. I literally paid for your business. And now they took the money from March, the income we all paid them, new people, renewal, and they just decided not to pay us. And they're expecting we're going to be doing the business the next day. I wish I can tell you names and show you.
Wow, kind of like you set up a company so that you would not be responsible for paying commissions. Kamal would. And so you can just like walk away and be like, oh, yeah, that's on him. That's on him. Even though you set it all up. So it does fall on you, Ash. Bottom line, it does fall on you. Even though you want to, point out all these other people. But it comes down to you. How you arranged everything. Not the others. But then you don't take responsibility for anything.
Screenshot. Probably one day I can document all of this. I don't care. I need to expose those crooks. That's what makes the network marketing, multi-level marketing industry ugly and with that stigma. People like that. And I was passionate to expose them. But again, do you want to focus on what's wrong or you want to give a solution? So one more thing, real life story. Okay, we're going to talk about support now. Are you keeping up with me? Support, you got to look at support. So in a way, if I get in any issue, who do I talk to? Do I get support by the company? Doesn't matter, phone, email, mail.
Oh, wow. Again, Julia's the support. There's no support team. There's nobody to call. Nothing. You didn't offer that to people.
Upline, team, webinar, however. Do I get answers to my questions? Are there real people behind it? Or just a Q&A, like 10 popular questions and done? If that's the answer, 10 QA or FAQ, frequent asked question. If that's the case, that's not support. I was not long before my final business that I'm doing now and I will do till I die. I was in a business.
You'll do OnPassive until you die? Well, you know, what happened to it, Ash? Don't even have a website anymore. Where did it go? What's up with that? What's up with OnFusion? Huh? How come you haven't told people about it?
Around the cryptocurrency, okay? And the owner of that business was a one-man show. It's a script that they changed the domain name. The script is like the software that runs the network or the payment and all of that, or the sign up, the application. One page, one what do you call it? Funnel. Okay, that's it. You opt in, you pay. That's it. Not much information, all of that. So I had to deal with one guy. He's the owner. He's the support. He's the tech. He's everything. And all I have for him is Skype. I'm trying to Google like I'm working like forensic to find his phone number. Because I need to talk to with urgent issues sometimes. So I have people that paid, they're not getting activated, it's not recording, it's not working. So one day when I decided, so remember the first business when they stole my money, the next day I was in a different business, period. So there's always one straw that breaks the horse's back. You're like, you're seeing signs, but like, okay, you let it go, but you get to one point where you say, enough is enough, I'm fed up with it, okay? Now, this is the straw that broke the horse. So one day I'm frustrated. There are people that need to get paid and they overpaid and all that. So I have a list of people. So here's what I got used to the guy who lived in Maryland, okay? And I have no contact for him except Skype. That's the only way I can contact him. So he got me trained to not to ask for too much. I'm like literally building the business day and night. I have no day off, nothing. And when I call him and I say, okay, we're going to fix Susie's issue, we're going to fix Paul's issue too. Okay, then I go 5 and say, oh, whoa, I don't work for you. I'm not a secretary here. Okay. So I let it go. So I got trained. If I have 10 issues, okay, I pick the most critical 3. I cannot solve all of them. I know he's gonna be a pain to me. I'm not gonna dare to even ask for 10. Keep in mind, it's our right as customers, users, and affiliates to get support. Either hire somebody or don't complain.
Listen to that. It's your right as customers, users, supporters to get support. Did the man offer support to any of the founders for OnPassive? There was no support. None. 0. No one to call. Other than, of course, poor Julie taking down everybody's email. Everybody emailed Julie as support. That's not support.
Until one day, I'm trying to get 2 problems out of probably 17 or 25. I'm seriously thinking it was almost 2 dozens. Okay, I'm getting like 2 that they cannot wait. It's a Sunday, so I'm calling, texting, and then he get to me, don't you know it's Sunday? Like that. I don't work on Sunday. They can wait until tomorrow. No argument whatsoever. That business was done in a second for me. Mentally, I'm done. I put a lot of money. Again, more than I got from it. It was just new. That was a long time ago. So support. If you don't have real people that they don't complain how many tickets or how many, okay, don't do that business. No limit. Or if they tell you 1 week or by whatever queue or no support. You need support. Real people behind the business. The better the support, the better the business. So we're almost done. We're going to talk about technology and automation. The key word is automation. I have seen companies that They're going to tell you, you go to the back office and like, they have no technology. They have a broken, old, outdated grandma stuff, okay? Software that you go, this is how you approve Georgie, okay? And they send you the code and are you serious? Like, I'm going to end up coding or doing that. So what is the technology? So you need technology that does the heavy lifting, almost 100% of the repeated work. Why would I have to do it over and over and over? Just automate it. The key word in technology is automation. Is this script is the same one I saw in the other company, or is it proprietary? Is it original? Is it a copycat, or is it a canned template that is off the shelf that I see it almost in every other company or program, not a company? Is it unique? Is it custom to give me the tools or the facilities that I need in my business? Are they able to provide that sustainable, reliable technology? Is it buggy? Is it customizable? I don't want to get techie because that's, but I think you understand. If you're not impressed by the technology and the automation and you have to do manual work, copy the code and send it and wait for an email and move this here, insert this URL.
Wow, it's so interesting that everything he's describing is like, yeah, you're basically describing what you created of like not having any of this stuff.
Shorten this and do. Have you seen those? Do not do that. They're not duplicatable. Technology has to be complete and to serve you and not to do much. All right? And the company behind it.
Hello, I am a female, not a man. So it would be hello, ma'am, not hello, sir. But hello. Thank you for joining.
Has to be capable to custom and scale that technology as we need it. And I don't know about you. Do you like 5 spouses or 1? All right. 1? Yeah, talk to me, Red.
No, I was going to say.
Oh, was it painful? No, I'm going to hear your story one day. Okay. So the reason I'm asking you this, because I don't like my software to be beaten up by 70,000 companies. That's used by any, ambitious guy there. I want to have my own unique platform. All right? Simple. So are we done? How many do we have so far? Can we make them a dozen? Let's call them out. Product, leadership, human resources. Okay, talk to me. Talk to me. Math. Company, support, technology.
Again, I am
better like that.
a female, not a man, but hello.
Right. All right, I think we are live and live on.
Did I skip it? Did I go backwards?
I said, you have to be truthful to yourself. You have to be, that was bad. But I know one person doesn't settle for less. My wife. We have the same mentality. We are business partners all the way. And she would know exactly we don't do ziggy-zag, wishy-wash, shamu, shenanigans, okay? We do real things. Do it real. And when we realize that what we're looking for is impossible, we decided to kind of like sketch, as we have that wand, a magical wand, or we can pretty much make up anything we like. And we said, regardless of the cost, regardless of what it takes or the technology or availability, what is the perfect recipe for a business I will do forever, and it will be all I need, and I don't need to change businesses or lose reputation, and it will meet all of my goals and expectations. And simply, we put it down, just what I shared with you, in a nutshell, but we couldn't find it. It didn't exist. So we were left with one choice. If we want to do a business that we're passionate about, that we can pass it to generations, that we can have a legacy, a name, to be proud of it, okay, that we can die for it, the only option was for us to make that business. A couple of years ago, we decided to do something called OnPassive, because we understand the 50% or the half that come from the people who do the business that is not duplicatable, that is not predictable, that is not leveraged, that is, we decided to kind of do it all the way, the business side, the business model, and the work for the individuals who practice that business. In a business called OnPassive, meaning We do all the technology, the company, and people simply piggyback on our success. We knew how to do it, but with the only difference, we want to make sure we replicate it, that it works regardless of anyone's background or ability.
But the sad thing is that it didn't. It didn't replicate, Ash. And people didn't make money. And people are owed money and they'll never see it because of the way you set up the company with different companies and with different people in charge.
No matter how tall their father is, it doesn't matter. How educated, uneducated, how much money they have or they don't have, it doesn't matter. All right? So the only thing that matters, their true desire for success and serving others, not to be greedy, not to be negative. It's a simple requirement we have. And there are enough people, I believe all people on planet Earth, they have somewhat positivity or goodness in them. Even if it didn't show yet, you could be the one to bring it up from them. Okay? It's what you want to bring from the person. Their ugliest part, we all have ugly, I do.
No, we know that, Ash.
Or their best qualities. We need only one thing. I don't need to bring 100 things good in everyone that is listening or seeing this. One good thing. Do you want a real business, a real or a better lifestyle with total peace of mind? Once for good for all. What my bishop friend said, it's a miracle business model. You call it a miracle, you call it perfect, we can do that. So if you go to the business model that OnPassive we applied, we built the technology. It's proprietary. Okay, it's a well-known company. It's here to stay. It's very scalable. It has leverage. The pay plan is unlimited. Okay, and it's so fair. It's doesn't have complication or qualification or limitation. It doesn't have anything impossible. Everything is possible. If it's good for you, it's possible. And it's all made with pure heart, with pure love to serve humanity, with compassion. It has a meaning. It has a purpose behind it. It's a perfect business model. I guarantee if you cannot succeed with OnPassive, I guarantee you almost have no chance of success online. Period. It's a perfect business model that has included the.
Well, then nobody succeeded. So was it actually really a perfect business model when nobody succeeded? I'm a little confused about that, Ash.
Perfect sauce or ingredients or recipe for an ideal business model. It's not easy. Okay, it's not quick, but it's possible. I love to hear any feedback from you. That's all I have for you today. And I think if I succeeded to kind of educate you about an ideal business model today, I got your appetite open a little bit to investigate OnPassive as a test, to apply it on the checklist. Go over the checklist and see if it meets the perfect business. If it doesn't, don't do it or point it out. Say, this is not good enough. Now, I know you have a bunch of other things and you have options in life. I'm interested in what you have. If you see something that meets any of this, I will sign up with you, under you, and I will work hard. If you find a business in today's life, in 2020, during this pandemic, with the qualities, with the ingredients and the items, essentials I talked to you about, I will do that business. It doesn't exist. I only know one business that we're making, okay, because if this is what entrepreneurs would think. If opportunity doesn't exist, you invent it. That's exactly what we're doing. It doesn't exist.
I'm sorry.
If you're trying to let something go because of your immediate needs, I understand that. I did it before. I did imperfect things. And I don't blame you. It's not your fault.
Carol, for one, it is not a criminal case. It is a civil case. And with a civil case, he doesn't go to jail. It would actually have to be a criminal case would need to be brought on by a different agency. So, and I'm not saying that's not going to happen. It could quite likely happen by a different agency.
It's what's available. And you have to go through the inconvenience sometimes, through the mud, to get to the cleaner bank. But if there's a better way and you know about it now, do not settle for a copy or for something less.
And based on everything he said,
I hope I was able to give you value. That's all I have. I would like to listen to some feedback from you. I know probably some of you know this, but I really hope I was able to simplify it to you. And I would welcome any question or any feedback. all I'm doing is I'm trying to give you real life lessons, okay? Not books.
Real life lessons.
That I promise you, if you take it to the heart, as you see, I'm not selling anything. I'm not asking for anything in return, okay? Purely. And if I was able to give you that value, I hope I will save you money, frustration, and time and disappointment. Time is the only thing that we cannot recycle. If I cause you to lose X amount of dollars, not the end of the world. You will be able to recover that amount of dollars. It happened to me. You make it up one way or another. You're not going to die. You're going to be okay. But if I steal an hour from you, or from many thousands, add all that time together, giving them the hope, or the attention, giving you the attention. I'm very truthful to you. I am not taking your time. I'm giving you my heart because I know this will benefit you. I will not steal a minute from your time if I didn't think it was worthy. My name is Ash, and I'm your friend, and I would like to hear from you.
Fantastic,
Thank you,
Ash. Fantastic.
Thank
And
you.
listen,
Thank you, Ash.
there's nothing out there, so don't waste your time. I've wasted 15 years looking for something like OnPassive. It's not there. And a lot of people here I know, we've done the same thing. It is not there. I found a home, and I'm not going anywhere. You got an Uncle Marty here for life.
Ash, I have a business that has all those points, and so I'm remodeling a room for Viviana and her parents, and so I'm wondering if you could help me with that. Ash, I want to say, a thing about leadership. I'm working very closely with Marty DeGarmo, Dan Street, and Mike Ellis, and these guys are true servants, and that's why they have such a huge team. They're always there for us, but one of the things that I realized today is they allow us to become leaders. I have been in so many of these things before where they stopped me and my team from coming out and being leaders. And they not only, it's just natural for them to build leaders. And so my hat's off to them.
No one is a leader unless they have duplicated themselves and have leaders following them. It takes 2 generations to become a leader. If you're just the only one that is chanting for yourself, you got no influence. Leadership is influence. If you got people who believe it. I don't know about those guys, Marty DeGarmo and Dan Street, you said, and the other one, Mike, I don't know, but I know everybody here has a good fair share and ability to shine. One of the things that in the early stages when I decided I'm going to make, if this business model doesn't exist, I decided to make it. So one of my friends said, oh, this is so big. Are you sure you're going to make it with this attitude? I'm mocking them up. And I said, we're going to make it. I don't care, whatever it takes, do it or die, okay? If I have that sincere desire, and that's the only thing I can put my name on, whatever it takes. It's unquestionable.
Well said. Where there's a will, there's a way.
We're going to make it all together. I can't do it. There's again, one is too small of a number to create greatness. You need an army of good people or leaders and visionaries. One of the things you want to look into the leadership, okay, because you just mentioned that. If the person I'm following I look up to, their vision matches my vision, they don't stretch my vision a little bit more every time I talk to them or interact with them, they're not above me in leadership. I shouldn't follow them. We're trying to figure out our way together, randomly. When you look at the leader, they have to have a vision that makes your head spin every time they challenge you. Every time they're unpredictable. They continue to learn and expand their vision. Vision is a key thing. So, and there are enough visionaries in the world, okay, or at least in our business. There's nothing we cannot do together. Nothing. If there's a will, there's a way. You're right, Mike. Arthur, you were just about to say something? I don't know.
Oh, yes. Ash, I want to thank you
Of course.
for lightening up that, because everything you said, I've experienced every bit of it. All 10 things you talked about. Copycat stuff, I've done it and been scammed.
That's why you moved from Alabama?
No, not really. I'm getting ready to move again.
Maybe the same crook. Who knows? I will have a talk with you, okay?
Because I will be in Orlando soon.
Yes, indeed.
But yes, I just wanted to say there is no other business. This is it. Why waste any money in anything else? You don't need nothing but this, because the money's going to be there, or it is, and these 10 quality leadership things to look at, the thing to look.
The money's going to be there, huh? Really? When the different companies of OnPassive, the way Ash set it up, Kamal is the one who owes founders commissions, and he's in Egypt. No money to be paid out. That sounds like it's a problem.
Look for it's here. So unless you want to be greedy, I mean, you can only, if you make too much money, you're not going to be able to keep up with it, and then you're going to get in a lot of trouble with the IRS and some other things, or somebody going to try to steal it from you or whatever. Even though you may have a good cause, but you got to be discreet when you start making a lot of money and be smart about what you're doing with it. And I don't want to be greedy, but I do want to make enough where I can share and give and give back, lift up those people that are unfortunate, that just need that boost. And like I said, you don't need anything else but OnPassive. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm not wasting any money and anything else.
So how many shoes are you going to buy, and how many steaks and potatoes are you going to eat every day?
Well, I'm going to eat as much as I can, but I want to make sure there's enough to share with everybody that I can reach, that's willing to listen. You can take the horse to the water, and it's up to them to drink. And a lot of people will not drink, no matter what you do. But it's all about, okay, it's here, you grab it. If you don't want it, no problem. I'm moving to the next person. And I really appreciate this, and I love everybody here. We all are family, in it to win it. We live by that motto. It's been proven. I'm a type of person that will give all I have. I've had people in other teams that calls me, and I help them. There are new people coming in, may not understand things. I've been doing this for a long time, so I know what we have here. And it's not confusing. It's simple. But if you don't know and haven't experienced anything, yes, you won't know anything. But if you listen to what we say, come into our group. The best group we have is OnPassive Nation. Now, I'm not bragging on us, but I mean, there are other groups, but they're doing what they can. But my thing is this: pay attention to what we tell you, and we'll guide you. We got everything you need. That's enough. You can't get it no better than that. And that's all I have. I'm just excited. I'm fired up. I'm ready. Thank you all.
Hey, I've got a story. I've got a
Susie,
story.
yes, please tell us.
Hey, thanks.
Hey,
McCray.
McCray.
McCray. I'm going to tell a little analogy. I had a corporate career for a major supermarket for 25 years. I did all their technology training. Then I moved into healthcare and human resources, like you spoke so eloquently about, Ash. And I have a wonderful mentor who was my VP. And he used to always say to me, no structure, no fulfillment. And we were working for an organization that had no structure. And this was our saying. He says, we're running around like jackasses trying to win a horse race, because no matter what we were doing wasn't making it any better. So way back in the 90s, I was introduced to network marketing, and I saw the vision, but I didn't do much with it. 5 years ago, I started taking some products that I really fell in love with and did the business, but I always felt like a jackass trying to win a horse race and spinning my wheels. And Marty DeGarmo says it so well about this. And this is how I feel about OnPassive. Is we're getting ready for that horse race, and we're on Secretariat. And for those of you watching this who have never seen him win the Triple Crown, my dad in 1973, my dad's 93 years old, he was at the Belmont watching history be made. And I encourage everyone to go watch that horse race, because Secretariat was this far ahead of everybody in the race. And so all those things you spoke about, Ash, tonight, that's Secretariat, that's OnPassive. We are so way ahead of the curve with everything that you have developed for us. So I encourage everyone, think like Marty says, we're on Secretariat and we're going to win that race.
We will, yes,
I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to be on tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody in OnPassive Nation. And I do agree with Arthur Gully. Again, we attract who we are. And this is a perfect example of the quality of the people we have. It's all about human power. Everything falls and rises upon the leadership. Everything, okay? What we do, what we will do is only upon our leadership capacity. And if there is a team that I get motivated more or more energetic when I'm surrounded by, is OnPassive Nation. That's a good model where they bring the best of me. I want to give them so that's how we raise the bar. If you're not raising the bar constantly, it's going to get old and outdated. Our product, our business model always have to be updated and current. And I know what we're doing is actually futuristic. Okay. So Red, if you see that there is a lack or something, and I mean it, okay, that an area that we can still apply to the OnPassive model from the ideal business that we just learned, let's bring it up. Or if you want to add another ingredient that we can always...
Yeah, I've got a really good important thing to say to all of the founding members here at the moment. Now, as you well know, Ash, I've been with OnPassive now before OnPassive was a name, back in September of 2018, and I was on one of your first webinars, and I was completely hooked by your vision, very similar to what you've told us today. But the one thing I want to tell all of the founders here today is it doesn't matter how many personal founders you have under your belt. Now, myself and Peter Rogers came in to OnPassive at the same time. We've been steadily building a very big team. Myself personally, I've only got 8 personally founded founders to my name. Now, what I'm trying to say to all of the founders out here now is, the amount of personal founders you have has no bearing whatsoever on the size of the team that you can build. What is more important is the amount of help and guidance you give to the people who are in your team and below. That is the thing that is more important than anything. And what GoFounders is all about is the more that you help anybody else, the more that you gain and they all gain themselves. Obviously, we are all doing it for a reason. Not only do we want to do it to help as many people as possible, but we want to do it for a financial value as well. But your financial value is different to my financial value. But the one thing we should all remember is it does not matter how fortunate you are than others, but it's far better and beneficial to build a longer table than a bigger wall. And that's what OnPassive is all about. You are there to help as many people as possible. Obviously, we want to be financially secure to ourselves and our families first, but then after that, surely we should be then helping as many people as possible. And that is the ethos of what OnPassive is all about, helping each other, and we all win. That's all I've got to say now, Ash.
Cheers, mate.
Yes, yes.
Hey,
I've been
Chandra,
working on the same thing. I'm good, boss. I'm good. I'm working on the same criteria and the same structure. I got personally 9 founders under me, but now whatever I'm bringing, I'm giving up to my downlines. Like they are happy. Like, you know, this is your happiness. Take it, man. It's all yours. It's all mine. And this is all about.
Do we have the downline and GoFounders? If you look at the menu, do you have anything called downline? What do you call it?
No, there's nothing.
Oh, my team.
Nothing.
Team.
Yeah, my team. Yeah. There's no
Upline, downline.
no
such a thing.
No. So this is what they make them happy. This is your happiness. I'm here to serve that. Take it. And
you're doing great, Chandra. You're a great duplicator, and you're a doer, and I'm very proud of you. Actually, in a very short period of time, you just saw it, and that's it. You decide this is what I want to do. It's clear to me. I'm not playing games. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to get it.
Thank you. I'm working on that.
My pleasure. Yes. And we have Trevor from Mars. Are you or on the ISS?
I'm floating up here on cloud 9 right now, Ash, after everything that's been spoken.
I could tell.
Yeah, this has just been an amazing webinar.
Thank you.
So glad I got linked up with Mike, Dan, and Marty early on, way back in the day, pretty much when I watched them from the very beginning and seen how the seed that they were had all of the information that it needed inside of it for them to blossom and sprout into where things have come to right now. And what an inspiration that is to me. So much so that I actually started my own group. Looking at that team summary, I saw there's 100 people. Well, I guess it's time to stand up and be a leader and lead. So that's exactly why I'm here, to learn. Marty, thank you. Yep. And there's a philosophy that I want to kind of share with everyone in OnPassive. And I've been kind of texting it. And that's BOSTOW OnPassive, BOSTOW OnPassive. And that means be of service to others with OnPassive. And I'll
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Dan Street is going to surprise everybody. He's a special guest today, and he's going to tell you where is the ideal business model that we should all join today. You found it?
OnPassive.
All the way.
All the way. Well, I'll tell you, I'll just interject one quick thing here. I have writer's cramp because I was taking so many notes today. I have 3 pages of notes, and I'm going to type it up. And but one of the things you talked about right at the very end there is the desire and success to serve others. And I think that all of us here as founders, you hear it with everybody here, that we all have that desire and to help that 97% that always failed in all the other opportunities they've been involved with. So we want to bring out the best qualities of every person here. And I think that we've seen this, Marty, Mike, and I have seen this with all of the founders that we've had the opportunity to get to know and bring into this business. Wow, how they've become leaders and how they've just developed a passion for this business, a passion to share, has been incredible. So thank you. This was an amazing webinar, and I just thank you from the bottom of my heart, Ash.
Thank you all. Thank you, actually. You're making this happen, and it's a mutual benefit for all of us. I know Viviana was trying to say something. I don't know which ingredient that got your attention the most out of the dozen or so that we have covered.
I'm just in awe with this whole thing. I really am. I mean, Ash, you created
nothing new, truth or false.
No, it's true.
Nothing,
you haven't created anything new.
And I told you I'm not going to teach anything new, but I'm going to kind of package it.
But your massive vision is just unbelievable, and to be able to share it with all of us and become business partners with you, that's really exciting.
Partners, right?
Knowing where this company is going, and we, I just want to thank you for that.
We're going to visit Peters at the top. Trevor, I mean, Trevor Peters.
Yeah, what's up, Ash?
That's how we're going.
I'm in. Yeah, come up here. Join it. The air is nice.
To the air orbit. Yeah. All right, Mr. Sean Cyrus from Canada. How you doing, brother? You're looking good and bright. Oh, you're next to Trevor. I can't hear you. Yeah, we can't hear you. Your mic is click something. Now, yes.
Now you can hear me?
Yes, indeed.
All right, perfect. Good, good, good. Yeah,
Quick question for
you
you.
know what? Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Just again, the glow that OnPassive has bestowed on me today is just lifting my spirits. And you know what, Ash? Most of us here have been through everything, maybe not to the degree, but a lot of what you said. And it's so refreshing because as I was wasting not money, but time, the most important thing we have, as I was wasting my time going company to company, I began to become more nervous and more nervous that if this online thing actually has success to it. Because with every company, I noticed everything you said was happening in a different way, or one of those things were happening with exactly the way you described it, exactly, whether it was deception, whether
You were sweeping under the rug. You knew it's not the right way,
exactly,
but you just let it go.
But then again,
we did it.
Exactly. When you look your kids in the eyes and when you have the why and you just want to do better for yourself, you know, there's a lot of things we overlook. But again, I want to thank you for giving us the muscle. OnPassive gives us the muscle, back with the confidence to know that what we're doing is headed in the right direction. So that's priceless. Gold can't buy it. So God bless you and God bless OnPassive and everybody here, man.
Well said.
Thank you, Sean. And I think I got two nuggets from you now. Number one, I want to kind of like say that I was open to the idea of failing. I knew, remember I told you there's not one secret way. I tell you, this is it and that, okay. Right. It's a style, okay, and it can vary. You have to be dynamic, especially in the technology or the digital world or arena. It has to be very moving. And you gotta say, this is it, it will fit you, it's gonna work 10 years from now. No, the model has to be, again, dynamic, scalable, renewable, okay? And I was open. I think I realized there's no way that the knowledge wasn't there. It wasn't, I don't think it's like totally unavailable, but I thought nobody's telling the truth that I can trust at any cost that would tell me what is proper and what is not proper, that can save me time and money and that make it, you know, instead of taking, 16 years like Marty DeGarmo, since 2004, looking. Instead of taking 16 years, it would have cut the time. 16 months, that's reasonable. A year, 2 years, but why it's like spinning and spinning? And here's the thing, and without OnPassive, we would be in the same place that we were in 2004. Unknown, hit and run. Didn't we do that? I think it's the criminal mentality. It's like, I'm gonna make as much money as I can in the next 2 months before this crashes. Did you think that? I thought of that, and it got too ugly for me that it was like a passive income, doublers, Bitcoin and all that, and I knew it's not real. I knew, but I allowed myself to take the risk. But what it did, it only delayed me from my true success, and prevented and kind of decreased that trust and bond between me and the network, because I'm looking for shortcuts and for temporary, painkiller, but I'm not curing the problem. And I'm saying, if it lasts 2-3 months, I'm gonna get as much money as I can. I'm gonna double, hit and run. That's a criminal mentality. Why do I need to run? So I was open to that, and I know it's gonna cost me, but I knew if I stick with it, I don't give up at any cost. Eventually, I'll figure it out, but it will be worth it. Or I will find that ideal miracle or perfect business model. Then I didn't, but I knew I can make one. And that's the only way I can trust to do business now. The other part is I feel that not only we were like sweeping under the rug and letting it go, but let's be honest, all of us, everybody, we have to be transparent, we have to be truthful. If we're not gonna succeed. There's no embarrassment from any mistakes or failure. And if you're not embarrassed about the past, you're probably still in the past. You have to leave that, okay? And have you felt when somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? You stumbled or didn't want to tell them. And they thought you're doing something illegal or something wrong. You were not confident enough to tell them that. Or if I was with my wife, we're both sitting together, we do the same thing, and somebody would ask us on a table, dinner or something, what do you do for a living? And we both give 2 different answers at the same time. I call the company product, oh, we're like doing that. We're this company, or she would say network marketers and internet marketers, different things. And oh, you're like recruiters, or so we give that insecurity or low confidence when you tell us what are you doing. Now, when you're reviewing a business, okay, make sure when Sean is going to ask me, what are you doing, Brother Ash? If I don't glow to tell you about that business, if I don't feel I'm going to be proud, I'm not going to shut up. You cannot contain me, okay? When I talk about that, because I have passion, I see it, I love it. If it's not that, if again, the fun factor, if I don't have that connection with the business, why would I do it in the first place? Why would I want to put myself in a position that I'll be embarrassed every day? Because you're going to see people there and ask you what you do. Do something that you can be proud of, and you are not going to be shy to tell the world that I am in it, doing it. I am a founder of OnPassive. You cannot top that. Anyone was planning?
Wow. I wonder how they're feeling about that, considering OnPassive doesn't exist anymore. Are you still proud to be part of something that's not real?
To talk and didn't get a chance. Peter Rogers, Paul, again, I love hearing from you, and I don't come here specifically to hear me, okay? It's an excuse, it's a chance, it's a trap or a bait that I can get some of you to talk to me. You're ignoring me.
No, I'm listening to everybody else and taking in what everybody else has said, Ash, and I really want to thank you for what you shared with us today. Absolutely phenomenal stuff, and what you've said really is basically some of the things you've said is what I've actually been through as well. You know, I first got involved in networking back in the 80s, in the early 80s in the UK. It was quite, you know, there was a business quite big in the UK at that time. I got involved in it and tried to build a team. I wasn't very good at building a team. I did okay, you know. I got to a certain level in the business, but that business sort of collapsed, I suppose, after a period of time, and I sort of stopped being involved in that particular business at that time. But I always had the interest of network marketing. It was always, I thought the concept of networking was a fantastic idea, but it seemed to have a stigma to it, and as I said, it stuck in my mind for years really. And within that time, from the 80s, I got involved. I've always sort of been a bit of an entrepreneur. I've had my own businesses. I've been pretty successful in my own businesses, but they've been conventional business, nothing to do with internet marketing or anything like that. And going back some time back, you know, only about 2 years ago, I kept on seeing sort of adverts for Bitcoin and things like that. And obviously, I'd heard about Bitcoin, but not really understood the principle about Bitcoin and what was involved with it. And I knew Red. He used to be on the Facebook, and he was promoting Bitcoin. So it gave me an opportunity. I hadn't spoken to Red for a couple of years, to be honest. And I just texted him. I said, Red, can you explain to me about Bitcoin? And he shared with me the principles about, obviously, this Bitcoin and how it worked. And it was, again, a network marketing sort of business. And it sort of got my interest back up involved with it. And I decided to go and look at it a little bit more. And while I was involved with that, I actually met Marty DeGarmo. Marty was involved in it as well, and he got involved in other networking business, and he was a very good teacher, and he was actually teaching the teacher that was trying to teach us. And I was sort of going back with Marty, saying, Marty, can you explain this to me? Can you share, you know, how you do this and how you do that? I seemed to learn more from Marty than I did from the person that was, you know, at the time trying to show us how to do what we were doing. And obviously I met Dan Street and Mike through that business as well. And we became friends through the business. And I suppose over a period of time, I lost interest in that business that we were actually doing together at that time. It wasn't because I lost interest, it was the person I was working with was charging us a fee every month, and I just felt that I wasn't getting the value for the fee that I was paying. And so I disappeared off the scene for a while. And because I've stayed friends with Marty, Marty contacted me because he knew I sort of disappeared off the scene. I was sort of working with him, he was helping me do different things, helping me to promote videos that we were doing, and it's a bit long-winded, but you know, anyway, that Marty contacted me and said to me, you know, what you're doing. And at that time, I'd been introduced to OnPassive and to GoFounders, and I just had that bite of what you shared with us on that first webinar that I attended with Red Redfern, you know, and it sort of opened my eyes up again of networking. I know it's not a networking, but at the time I could see the business plan, it was structured, and you know, it just took me back, and I got involved with it, started to build a little bit of a team, and then, as I said, Marty contacted me and said, what are you doing? And I said, Marty, you've got to look at this. And I shared Marty, you know, I showed him this business principle, and here we are today. You know, Marty really got involved. He shared it with Dan Street, with Mike. They have built a fantastic team. You know, and I'm obviously very privileged to sponsor Marty into the business. You know, and I want to thank Marty and obviously his team and, you know, Mike and all that, what they've done, what they put together with all these people. And it's a bit of a story, really, what I'm trying to say, where I've come from. I'm nobody really, and I've learned a lot. And I've learned a lot from these who actually bought positions under these people as well. Although I'm their upline, I didn't say upline, but you know, their team. I'm part of their team, but I am part of their.
I know a couple of things about Marty DeGarmo as well. I think he is very thankful forever in gratitude to that introduction. And what I know about him, he's blunt, he's a servant, he has the quality of a leader. He's one of the finest human beings you can come across. All joking aside, I know he is he's relatable, he's direct with you, not going to sugarcoat it. He tell it the way it is. That's the type of people I can sleep in their home. because I don't want anybody to fool me or to kind of like twist it over. Just tell it the way it is. All right. And again, that's exactly who we want to attract. So what a great collaboration. And I think if you are getting tired because we've been here for a while, you want to take a break because we're not going anywhere. This is just getting started here. We're going to talk about another topic. Okay. You see, people even are fired. Yeah, because it's still early in California, right, Mike? Okay. So Daryl, I was inspired. You're one of the recent founders that joined us, okay, in a very short period of time, despite your skepticism previously. But I think you've developed a quick trust and knowledge about what we're doing. And I would like to see if this is relatable to you in any way.
Well, very relatable, Ash, and thank you again for the opportunity to listen to the knowledge and the experience that you've had in this business. And I was an educator for 24 years, and all through those years, I've been very blessed. And I've always wanted to have an opportunity to give an equalizer to anybody to have the same things I've had. And over those years, everything that I tried to show, Joe couldn't, or Susie could, and this couldn't, he could. And it was all through my career, as well as trying to build an online business. I mean, I don't need sleep. I could run the miles, run the miles, run the miles. I can't duplicate that. I could tell people what I was doing, or I could find a niche that would help me. Can't duplicate that. Met Dan, what a blessing. Met Dan Street about 6 years ago in a business, and we became very good friends. And back in November, when I said to him, hey, have you seen what's been going on? And he goes, yeah, but have you seen this? And like you said, I was skeptical. But when I started seeing the passion and the relatability, I look at the screen here and I'm going, yep, I relate to him. I relate to her. Did Ash just, how did he know what was inside me? How did he know I failed here and failed there and gained here and gained there? OnPassive is what I've been looking for. I've been looking for passive incomes for 40 years. When you take a situation where you can equalize the table for everybody, that's what I believe is the motivation behind OnPassive.
It did.
It's totally equal. I don't have to sell you anything. I just have to say, listen to these people. Listen to the passion. Listen to the business platform that's going to go across all mediums, all niches. I don't care what product it is, they need this. And that's what's really given me that, yep. And like you say, I can't sell anything but my exuberance and my passion for this business. And for you, Ash, you have given me an opportunity to say, just listen. And that's it. You can build this business by listening and then just share what you heard, period.
Thank you, Daryl. I love it. And I just want to be clear. Passive income doesn't mean money game. Okay. And the exact definition of passive is a customer experience driven technology that is done for you. That is profitable, scalable, but it's paid for. It's not a money people giving people. You get a slice of it. You don't get the whole thing. It's not 100%. No pass-ups, no shenanigans. Okay. It's a real business brick and mortars model. Salaries, policies, structure, legalities, all of that. Talking about scalability. When we get to the first sky, there's a second sky. Did you know that? There's 7 skies. We're going to the next sky. There's no top for what we can do because we're an IT company. We're not a one product company. So by the time we max our, hypothetically, our market cap, there's going to be another product, another market we can. Our market cap is everybody that goes on the internet for any legal, clean reason. All right? We're not interested for wishy-wash.
What is a legal, clean reason?
We're duplicatable. We're scalable. We have leverage. It's a win-win. No one can win on their own. And this is our first special guest today, Richard from obviously Canada. He's one of the most beautiful kids on the planet. Hey, Richard.
Hey, I have a question. Frida.
For me?
I see Frida Combe on here, Bjorn.
Oh, you're gonna have the question for the special guest,
Now,
Cindy Hopkins.
Frida, are you?
Always waiting for her.
Are you the one that says Combe? Okay, where you go? Home Creation LLC.
Yes, that's my
Oh shoot!
company.
I'm your sponsor. How about that? I'm your sponsor. How's about that? My lord, it's a small world, isn't it?
You are
It's a beautiful world.
My lord almighty.
it is your own.
Did you stop?
Yeah, but you have her contact. Why don't you have
Yes,
a call?
that's me.
Yeah, Richard and Frida. Okay, I would love to hear from Cindy Hopkins if she's able to talk. I invited her or enabled her. And Mrs. April Lane, I would love to hear from you. And Georgie, if you have a word, everybody's invited. Hello, Bruce. If you want to talk, this is home. This is your platform.
Hey, Ash, let me just jump in here with a pointed question, if you don't mind.
Please.
Some of us are struggling out here in the world. I haven't had an income since before.
We have one question for you, Bruce,
Yeah.
before you get going.
Okay.
And I mean it. You need to look in the camera. Okay, so you're looking down. You're looking at the chat. Look at the camera. Up, up, up. Yeah, there you go. So we do that. We you know, it's not the best angle. So look at the camera. So when you watch the recording, you say, "Damn!" I was like, "Okay, now I can see you." Up, 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 up to the camera. All right.
How if I move the camera?
You got it. Okay, look at that.
Okay.
We're doing it like the pros. Okay. Now, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay, but I'm struggling just to pay the bills because I haven't worked since before COVID.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of wondering.
Financial advice.
Yeah, what has to happen in order to open the soft launch so I can start bringing money in and feed my kids?
This is a public webinar. You can ask that question tomorrow on the private webinar with the founders.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I got this invitation the same way I get all the invitations to the webinars by email. So I figured this was a special one in addition to the regular.
It says public. It says public. Public.
Okay.
We usually say private.
Okay, I didn't look at the details.
But we can give you a rain check for another question. Come on.
Okay.
You can go ahead. Yeah.
So you've said in the past it's a done deal. What specifically do you mean by it's done? Do you mean the programming is done, or it's a done deal that we will open? But can you give me a timeline? Or what's done? What's the actual done part of a done deal?
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely the wrong place for the question.
Sorry.
But
I'm sorry. I apologize.
We were talking about the ideal perfect business, the right ingredients for a business model. Okay. All right. That business doesn't exist. We decided to do something called OnPassive, applying, endorsing, okay, including those perfect business ingredients. That's what we're done. And we realized after, you know, we've been doing it, that we're able, okay, and we got all the resources and abilities to make it happen. It's a done deal. It's a matter of time.
Okay, I got it.
Because some people will question, this is too good to be true, right? It's perfect. It's like a miracle. So that part you missed. I think you're going to enjoy the playback.
Okay.
All right. So
thank you, Ash.
Of course, Bruce. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I love the new look now, that red hat. So
always for a year and a half.
Always good questions from Bruce. Yes, of course. And then you have the Atlantis. Okay.
Hi,
Ash. Yeah, NASA.
That one too.
Yeah, go ahead. Who was that?
Nita.
We have Cindy trying to talk. Cindy Hopkins, our special guest here.
Good evening. Can you hear me all right?
Hello, Your Majesty.
Well, hello to you. Hello, everyone. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Hey, you guys. I love. You know, I'm a little bit jealous though, but I did love that our CEO does feel that the OnPassive team, Go OnPassive Nation team, that you guys have something about you with all your leaders, all you wonderful people out there, that he cannot help but be a little drawn to you guys. So you guys keep.
They bring the best in me.
Oh gosh, I guess they do. Well, that's, you know, that's that best is always shining, Ash. I'll tell you what, I've learned that over the last couple of years. But you're right, they bring out all.
Cindy, we've been waiting for you, special guest, for a while, and we have a very critical question for you. Are you ready?
All right, I am ready.
Did you hear the ingredients from before?
I did, of course I did. I heard them
Okay,
all.
I know it's nothing new to you. Okay, but my question to you, and be honest. I know you're going to be honest with me. How are you doing today?
How do you think I'm doing? I'm doing magnificent. I'm alive.
Your voice is comfortable,
great.
confident, right?
Yes, it is. I hope so. I hope so.
And a
What are
little
you gonna ask
jealous.
me? Oh, totally jealous.
Yes,
totally
I could
jealous.
tell.
You know,
That's okay.
But hey, that's a good thing to be. I'm
But-
jealous in a really good way. I got to tell you.
Yes, they love you all. So I'm very happy that I got to get a little bit of your voice today. That gives me more fuel.
Well, you know what I liked though, what I especially loved? I love that you went into a little bit about the, you know, when you first look at a business. I mean, I did this a couple years ago, guys, and I have never regretted it. I mean, I agree with everything that's been said so far. We're in something phenomenal. It's a game changer. It's a movement. It's a global movement. You got to remember that. But, you know, you look for the product or the service, and who doesn't want a business that is fully automated, that provides every imaginable tool that any business or any individual or any family reunion or any entity that you can think of that wants an online presence or a way to attract customers or standalone business. I mean, you've got it all in one package, one beautiful package, plus everything is automated. I mean, you went over all these points and I thought the first point says it all. Have you got a product or a service? And well, and the value. I mean, my goodness, the value, it can't be beat. So, you know, I could go on and on, but
Do you remember AMC theaters before
Oh, yeah,
COVID-19? Okay.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
So there's a gigantic theater, okay, in Florida. Long time ago, we used to go to, not when I lived in Orlando, before. It's like 24 theaters. It's a gigantic one, great architect and all of that. And it's in a new, brand new, very high-end plaza, like shopping plaza. A lot of restaurants and snack and ice cream and all of that. You know, the things that surrounds any theater. Anyway, so when we were going to a movie, specifically a weekend with the family, or coming out of a movie, like, you know, at the end, like, and I see like there's a ramp, like a bridge, you go over there and you oversee that like massive parking lot. It's flat, Florida's flat, and like thousands of cars, and they're all coming and lining up like from the 2 exits. Okay, all. And I said, wow, if I figure out a way to make $1 from each car here, what could sell? And my limited mother-in-law's mentality would say, well, we can sell something like, you know, food or snack, but how? Not everybody's going to need it. Fast forward years later, we have something to sell to every, not car, but user of the World Wide Web, 4.5 billion. And what happened is you're not going to make $1 one time. You're going to make multiple dollars, some cases tens of dollars, residual income for life. So it always like long time, but if you're not scaling that dream or that goal, all right, it's not worth pursuing.
What's more is they're happy. They're happy. They're coming back. They are so happy to have that product month after month after month
Cindy,
after month.
exactly. Your point is, and a final touch, just in case you missed it. Before I was thinking, how can I make? Because, oh boy, so many, if I can make $1, I don't know if I can sell the popcorns or a drink or a parking lot. If I can make $1 from these cars once a week or so, that would be awesome, but I have to do it over. But I was the only one in my mind. I just went, or my family, okay, I'm gonna make money. But I figured out a way that many thousands of people can earn from the same traffic that is already happening with a bigger value, necessary value, and it's a residual.
And how many people actually earned? And was it residual? Oh, I don't think it was. Don't think it was.
Residual income for life. It's a magnificent vision if you look at it. Like it's. I think when you seek something with a heart, you're gonna get the answer.
Well, you did just that. You did just that, Ash Mufareh. And
can I say something, Cindy? I never told you this, and I'm kind of like not sure if I say it in public.
Uh-oh.
But I have to tell you that we love you so much.
He scares me, guys, when he says stuff like that. I never.
You know I can play it.
Hey, I gotta ask Georgie Mabionda. Is that how you say your last name? Say your last name, Georgie, if you would.
I'm
Mabanda, like that.
Bianda.
Bianda. Okay.
Bianda.
Yes.
You don't pronounce the M. Bianda.
Yes,
Bianda.
exactly.
Well, I'm asking him, Ash, if you don't mind, please. Anyway, I went to college at the University of Portland, Georgie, and so I love that town. And I was in the Christmas tree business. I had Christmas tree fields from McMinnville, Estacada, Malala, all of that area. So, you know, one of these days we're going to have to get together, all right? Not
Definitely.
just wait until we go to Florida, which they think they've got the best country in the world. They don't even want to come to Idaho. But you know the Northwest is beautiful, right, Georgie?
It is.
Will you tell all these people that?
Yes,
Florida's
I moved here like 2 years ago.
We broke it. Not open.
You moved here 20 years ago? He just keeps
No,
interrupting.
2 years.
I have to cut him off. Oh,
So
2
I
years
was in Virginia before.
Okay,
Yes. So I came to the United States for my PhD in nuclear physics. And after that, I want to first of all thank Ash for the fact that he's providing us with this vehicle to do the things we intended to do before, but we never knew how we could do it best.
Well, you're in the right place, Georgie.
Very true, because you know, in Africa we have very extended families. We don't just have our direct brothers that we take care of. We extend it to cousins, nieces, and as Ash earlier said about people walking barefooted, it's something it's not strange to me, you know. And I can remember when I was doing my degree back in my country, we have like aunts, uncles supporting me, you know, either providing food, others providing lodging. That's how we managed to go through school. So after my PhD, my intention was to make enough money so that I can take care of many of those people, either their kids or others that supported me in my studies. And this led me to not look for a job in the academic field because most of the time the pay there is less relative to go into the corporate world. So that drive of making more, not just for my personal greed, but to make sure I can help as many of my extended relatives as possible, made me to look for a corporate job. And I'm making like double the money I were to make if I stayed in research or as a postdoc in a lab or something. But that is not still enough, because when I came to corporate, I realized that all of my time was taken away. I mean, I have the money, but I don't have the time to spend with my family. And that's how I started searching for other ways.
And that's how you
in that-
found. That's how you found your family online.
That is how I
are
found
a
my
global
family.
family. And
I
now
was just talking to my wife this morning. That is like my path was being directed in such a way that I should find OnPassive. That's what I told my wife this morning. Then later on, I received a mail a message from Marty that I've come to follow nearly every day when he makes his Facebook lives.
Marty
I've just found this place like a home.
Marty was your divine intervention, wasn't he? Marty led the way
Yes.
for you. So the divine intervention. Well, you guys are fantastic. And I see Frida raised her thumb, gave a big thumbs up too when you said Virginia. So I didn't catch where Frida was from, but my goodness, what a great family.
Virginia.
Great to meet you. Okay, then I should know that, right, Frida?
No, she said in the beginning.
Okay, and then I see, of course, Mr. Richard Lamoth is there. Hi, Richard. I'm going to back off. I'm going to mute myself.
No, stay with us. So, Georgie, beyond that, what can you teach? What topic?
Oh, I did my PhD in nuclear physics, so mostly like quantum stuff. But right now, I am a chips process engineer. So we do the hardware part of. That's what most people ask when we talk of nuclear physics. But,
physics, you got to be able to make all that stuff. Physics is my
baby.
Consider OnPassive Academy. You can still that.
When you talk of OnPassive Academy, actually, I had this thought when I started into network business. Like I was thinking to do free lectures to universities, right? Without pay. That was my intention. But now with OnPassive Academy, I have an obvious platform where I can
give knowledge,
quantum physics.
Give OnPassive, yeah.
Can I be first in your class? I want my grandkids to come to your classes. And you're going to open it to all family, right? Okay.
Everybody in OnPassive is free to come.
Yeah, you think your time was taken up. We're going to keep you so hopping, Georgie. And Neeraj is sitting there grinning, and I know Neeraj, he can teach all of us a lot too on leadership, on all of that stuff. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
Georgie seems to be easier with you. He'll give you A's, but Neeraj probably will give you C's and F's.
That's all right with me, as long as I get my A's. So thank you, and I can't wait to meet you too, Georgie. Thank you.
What's going on, April?
Thank you, this family.
This is April Lane. Yes, you. Are you tired, sleepy? What happened?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, yes.
Some energy in the room. What's up?
Yes. Talk to me. Okay, tell us something.
I have some wine here. The name of the wine. Because if y'all party with me, it's going to be drinks on deck. It's going to be lively. My party's always lively. So,
she needs to move north. She needs to come up north up here. Come on, April.
I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in Houston now. So
you're sipping knowledge. You're sipping information. Yeah. Well, I think it will settle. It will be preserved. Yeah. I was just saying hi to you, so I was glad to see you. Okay, I think we're going to stop.
And do you see Chandra there? He's just sitting there grinning because April's sitting there with her wine, and he's thinking about his big party for looking for his prospective wife.
Oh my Lord! I'm just waiting for your pie, and I got wine from April, so we are good, and I can grill some steak and all this stuff, and we can have a party.
That sounds good. That sounds great.
All righty. So I'm going to share with you guys a very short video that was put out today and see what you guys think about it, as we came to the conclusion of that webinar. And so let me go ahead and share this with you. And where is my share screen? There it is. All right. And let's see if I put myself over here. Is it not sharing? All right. Here we go. Some of you may have seen this.
Knocking at the door. Are others getting the dreaded knock at the same time? Who could it be? What could they want? Do they have some new jewelry and a free one-way ride waiting for you? Only with you when it happens. Darkest time.
And that, my friends, Bailey Hush. Bailey Hush. It always goes to Bailey Sarian. I think that's always funny. Well, that short little video, yeah, that's a message to a few. And the few who it was intended for, they should be worried. They should be wondering. They should be concerned. Very concerned. Carol, no. Has not. Has not. Never has traveled outside the U.S. You're taking bets on who will be the first to flip? Oh. That's very interesting, Joe. Now you can do your overs and unders. Set up a pool. Be interesting to know who you think it would be. And Monhan says, I bet there's already a smart one or two who've already flipped. Hopefully one of the big ones. Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be very interesting? We'll just have to see, won't we? And you know, like the video said, I've just been so wrong about so many things. It's not like I have evidence of anything. Wow, we could do that on our next trivia game night. Yeah, that would be a fun trivia thing of like, let's see, who do you think would flip? Who could flip? Who could flip? I have my hopes on one or two of them already working. Thank you, Dolly, for the pink hand waving. I appreciate that. Well, guys, so I've been going on for some time now, so we did get to enjoy that retro Ash. And I think the most interesting thing about it is that everything that he was describing about what you should be looking for, it's like, wow, OnPassive was none of that. None of that. You're from Bangladesh. Well, welcome, welcome. Manhan says, imagine if Sherry was a mole. That would be a perfect ending to the whole OnPassive saga. The savior we all need. That would be fantastic. That would absolutely be fantastic. I just really wish the best for her. I truly do. Right, Joe? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. It certainly does not. Who remembers that commercial from many years ago? You don't fool with Mother Nature. It's, you know, kind of the same thing. Sort of similar. Good morning, sir. Hope you are doing well. Naval, I'm not sure if I said that correctly or not, but good morning. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today was that retro Ash video from 2020, and then the short little video that I put out today intended for a few to receive a message. And that message, I'm quite sure, was well received and could cause people to be shaken in their boots, crying, just getting really messed up about, gee, what's going on? What about that jewelry I'll be wearing? That just does not sound good. Yeah, I wouldn't want to wear those bracelets myself. Anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody who participated in the chat, and thank you to the lurkers as well. And, I'll be back, of course. I'm not going anywhere and not sure when, but, could be tomorrow. You never know. So just be on the lookout. Oh my gosh, Angel. They may very well need those. With those pretty silver bracelets, right? Pretty silver bracelets. Yeah. Yeah. Dolly, did you see the video that I just showed? It was a short video that I released earlier today. As that's kind of what we're talking about, is that. Anyway, like I said, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, wherever you are in this world. And if you have not liked the stream, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, well, go ahead and consider subscribing, because after all, I will be releasing more information about the inner workings of OnPassive, what's really been going on, stuff that the leaders won't tell you, stuff that Ash won't tell you, but I have information on. I've got the receipts on it all, which should really cause some people to be concerned. So you have a wonderful one. Maybe the bracelets will come in a RPB cube and that'll fizz them or stuff. Wow. Right? So I'm going to get down on the go-go, and I'm probably going to watch the marathon of, I think it's season 6 of The Walking Dead that's playing today. I'll probably watch that, a bit of it, and something else. Maybe I'll get to finishing editing the conditioner video so I can put that in my coffee. And if you would like to support me and join my coffee, where I will be posting things about the DIY stuff that I create, be it soap, and eventually I do have the materials to finally do the candles that I've been wanting to make, and other stuff, the ceramics that I make and stuff like that I paint, actually. So you're welcome to do that, or just at least give it a thumbs up and leave a comment under the stream, so that it gets out there into the world, so that more people, can see it and come to know the truth. Because again, the truth is not being told to the founders. You may think it is, but it's not. It's not. Things are being kept from you. A lot of things are being kept. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful one wherever you are in this world. And don't forget, you're beautiful, and I love you. Until next time, have a good one, everyone.